In this step, I'd like to find the extent rectangle for the area of interest. And so I'm going to copy this snippet and then go back over to here. And the basic idea is that this area of interest we're going to use to filter an image collection, to just grab the images that overlap it. And we're also going to use it to clip the image, and we're going to use it a number of times to work with images. And the urban area is it's kind of a complex geometry, so it can be sometimes simpler to to work with a simple rectangle rather than this complex, multi-part, right? Because there's like this urban area and there's another polygon over here and there's another one there and another one over there and another one there. It's a complicated geometry. And so I want to kind of get something simple that bounds it. So what I'm trying to get is the minimum bounding rectangle. And it's like drawing a square or it's drawing a rectangle where each side touches um, one part of the polygon. And I think we've done this before, but I'm just going to spend a while and I'm just going to walk through it. The basic move is to say that I want the AOI extent is going to be equal to the AOI. And then I'm going to start by grabbing the geometry of the AOI. And so it's going to be the geometry of this feature collection, even though the feature collection only has one feature in it. So that's more or less saying like, hey, grab the polygons that are in this feature collection and then use the bounds method. And I think it's safe to just say with an error of one, basically draw the minimum bounding rectangle, right? So if I say bounds for a feature collection, I'm sorry, for a feature, it's that, and for a geometry, it also works right there. So it probably wouldn't work. Let me just see if I run that. There it is. Let's go ahead and say print that as the AOI, and then print this AOI extent so that we can kind of compare the two. That's a feature collection. This is a polygon that consists of 5 vertices. And if I didn't do the geometry step here and just try to get the bounds, it's not going to be happy because bounds is not a function of it's not a method of a feature collection, right? It's not in that tray. It's a method of geometry objects or feature objects. So just grabbing the geometry and then doing the bounds. Is that okay? So then what we can do is say, let's center the object on this. Let's set the base map there. I'm going to go ahead and grab the area of interest layer that we drew up here and put it here. So I always like to draw my first layer after I have centered the object, because otherwise it's going to have to draw this twice, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to just take that and then paste it and say, please make this the extent, and then color by default will be black, so I'll live with that. And then if I just say extent, I am now saying please draw the AOI extent that we just did with black and label the layer that. And so there it is. There's the minimum bounding rectangle. I've changed to a hybrid. I want to stop looking at that point because I don't need it anymore. And now I'm going to be using this geometry that we've created, this simple polygon for rather than the AOI for a number of the steps moving forward. So I'm going to say save and then move on to the next step in the tutorial.